Adjusted Reality, a podcast series that's trusted by the adjusted and brought to you by the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress, where we learn from athletes, celebrities, influencers, and healthcare professionals on how to optimize health in a very fun and relatable way. Join me, Dr. Sherry McAllister, as I speak to Dr. Deepak Chopra about wellness and the secret to healthy living. Dr. Deepak Chopra is founder of the Chopra Foundation, a nonprofit entity for research and well-being and humanitarianism, and Chopra Global, a modern-day health company at the intersection of science and spirituality, a world-renowned pioneer in integrative medicine with personal transformation. Dr. Chopra is a clinical professor of family medicine and public health at the University of California, San Diego, and serves as a senior scientist with Gallup Organization. He is the author of over 90 books translated into 43 languages, including numerous New York Times bestsellers. For the last 30 years, Dr. Chopra has been at the forefront of the meditation revolution, and his 91st book, Total Meditation, helps to achieve new dimensions of stress-free living and joyful living. Time magazine has described Dr. Chopra as, quote, one of the top 100 heroes and icons of the century. It is such a pleasure to have you with us, Dr. Chopra. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. McAllister. Thank you, Dr. Sherry.
Well, I want to start off with your initials. Your initials are DC. Now, I can't tell you how much pleasure that actually brings me because there are thousands of chiropractors around the globe that are excited about learning more from you, and they are DCs, Doctor of Chiropractic. So it also brings me much joy to say your initials stand with us. The answer to our health and happiness can be found internally. In fact, I found a beautiful quote that you have, and I like to start with the end in mind, and that is, when your mind and heart are truly open, abundance will flow to you effortlessly and easily. And I thought that was just a beautiful way to open things up for our listeners. Could you give us some steps you would encourage your individuals that are listening to take on the path of a more natural alternative approach to health?
So first of all, Dr. Sherry, I'm very happy to be in this conversation with you and all the other DCs. I have lectured at the college that Dr. Palmer founded, and chiropractic has been ahead of the curve for a long time. Speaking initially about innate intelligence and the fundamental reality that we are already biologically tuned in to natural healing. I like the name of your podcast, Adjusted Reality, but I would go even further. I would say fundamental reality, not
I love it.
Because what we call everyday reality is adjusted reality. Everyday reality is adjusted reality. What you're talking about, or what we're talking about, is fundamental reality. And if you understand fundamental reality, then fundamental reality is infinite. It has to be, okay? In every mathematical equation that we use to describe the universe, we include two things, 0 and infinity. We just need to add one more thing to that equation. Fundamental reality is 0 plus infinity equal to 1. Because in the end, fundamental reality is 1. And it differentiates into mind, body, and experience of the universe through perceptual and cognitive modification of itself. The infinite modifies itself to appear as the finite. So every thought that you have, there are infinite other thoughts that you can have. For every emotion you have, there are infinite emotions. For every creative idea you have, there are infinite creative ideas. Because fundamental reality, which is pure consciousness, is infinite, period. Therefore, your body, your mind, and the world is a production of infinite possibilities into finite experiences. Once again, your mind, body, and your world experience are infinite possibilities modifying themselves into finite actualities in space and time. But the real fundamental reality is infinite, which means it's formless, it's inconceivable, because anything that has a boundary is not real or is finite. But that which is boundless and consciousness is boundless is infinite. And in our bodies, it regulates our body through what we call, every medical student, every chiropractor, everyone who goes to medical school learns a basic lesson. It's called homeostasis, self-regulation,
Right.
intelligence, right? So our bodies already know how to self-regulate themselves. So do our minds, actually. So do our emotions. So do our perceptions. All we have to do is stop interfering with it. So the natural ways, the natural pillars for healing, which the chiropractic community knows all about: deep sleep, stress management, and now that includes mindfulness, meditation, mind-body coordination, movement, exercise, yoga, pranayama, breath control, mind-body coordination, anything that stimulates the vagus nerve, which counteracts the sympathetic overdrive that leads to inflammation. So mind-body coordination, meditation, movement, resilience in emotions, but paying attention to love, compassion, joy, equanimity, peace of mind, and then adjusting our biological rhythms so we're in tune with the circadian and seasonal and gravitational rhythms of the universe. And finally, self-awareness or self-realization. So these are the 7 pillars: sleep, stress management, movement and mind-body coordination, breath control, emotions and social resiliency, biological rhythms, and self-realization or spiritual enlightenment. Given this, generosity of spirit, love in action, compassion, the capacity for joy guarantee infinite abundance. On the other hand, if you're constantly concerned about yourself, if all my goals are only about me, then I'm full of self-concern, self-pity, self-sorrow, then I have scarcity consciousness, and also my body will be inflamed. But if I have generosity of spirit, understanding that I have access to the infinite, then I have access to infinite abundance. That's been my philosophy. And move from scarcity consciousness to abundance consciousness just by getting in touch with that part of your being, which is infinite, intelligence, and innate.
You just said something that really hit me, and I think our listeners would probably enjoy this, that infinite coming from abundance. And I think for those that are suffering in chronic pain right now, and they see that they're somewhat stuck in a rut, and you need to build yourself up. And I love why your quote was so important. It's the mind and the heart, because they truly have to come from the open abundance. Dr. Chopra, for someone who is in chronic pain right now, and they've been there for a while, and you and I both know treating chronic pain can be very challenging, because first and foremost, it has to start with how we can regulate where they're at right now so they can carry on with their activities of daily living. What would you say to them moving forward on being able to find that abundance, even though they're physically suffering?
Okay, now here's a very important thing to recognize: pain, physical pain, psychological pain, suffering, spiritual anxiety, they're all in a way connected, although they're independent as well. Physical pain is a sign that something has gone out of self-regulation in the body. Some biological process is moved away from self-regulation into the area of inflammation. We know that. Okay, all chronic disease is associated with low-grade inflammation. Only 5% of disease-related gene mutations are fully penetrant. The rest are dependent on lifestyle. So 95% of our illness in the world, chronic illness, is related to low-grade inflammation And by the way, low-grade inflammation is directly connected to anxiety, depression, and chronic illness. There's enough proof about this in the world now through literature. Low-grade inflammation, sometimes low-grade anxiety, low-grade depression, which the person may not be aware of. They call it free-floating anxiety, free-floating depression. And low-grade inflammation are associated with everything that we call chronic, 95%. Diabetes, metabolic syndrome, autoimmune illness, you name it, frequent infections, premature aging, Alzheimer's, etc. I've mentioned only 5% of disease-related gene mutations are fully punished. So we know that pain and inflammation and anxiety and depression go together, number one. Number two, the younger people right now who are getting sick, say with COVID, they also have what are called inflammatory storms. COVID-19 patients are getting what are called cytokine storms. They have high levels of pro-inflammatory markers.
Right.
So we know now that stress, pain, everything goes together. Number one. Number two, pain and pleasure also go together. Some people actually don't recognize that the opposite of pain is pleasure. And the opposite of pleasure is pain. Neither of them are joy. Okay? Pleasure is short-lived. Pain also, even chronic pain, if you do not deny it, if you treat it properly by bringing awareness to all the things that cause the pain, then pain itself is not just a sensation, it's a physical sensation. Just like pleasure is a physical sensation. Joy is independent of both. Okay, I'll repeat that. Joy, abundance, the exuberant vitality for life is independent of both pleasure and pain. And we experience that every time we transcend what we call thought. Thought is what interferes. Thought is the analysis of giving pain and pleasure a story. Mm-hmm. If you don't give pain and pleasure a story, but you transcend to the level of pure consciousness, then even pain disappears. The physical pain disappears. You know, if you're having severe pain and I put you in a VR experience that is very pleasurable, your pain will disappear. If you're having, say, burns through fire, you know, you put your hand in the stove and right. Your hand is burned, you go into a VR experience, cover it with ice, the pain disappears. Which means that the pain, physical pain, and the VR experience are similar. They're both cognitive and perceptual events. Okay. This tells us that if we go beyond the mind into the field of pure silence, which is what total meditation is about, you transcend pain. The answer for you is anyone who's suffering from chronic pain will benefit from meditation, from self-inquiry, from contemplation, from changing their story by sharing their pain with others. And there's a process. You don't deny the pain, because if you deny it, it gets worse. But you observe it, you witness it, you feel it, you label it, you describe it, you share it, you release it, and then you get some adjustments either also.
Very good.
You practice the 7 pillars of well-being, and then pain will not be such a problem, because pain and pleasure are physical experiences. Joy is spiritual.
This is one of the key reasons why you're an influencer in the healthcare area is you bring a whole new way of looking at it. And from my chiropractic friends around the globe, as well as all of their patients that I know are listening to this podcast, this is the reason why innate intelligence has been brought into the chiropractic philosophy. And while you have been such an advocate of promoting health in such a large way in how your mind, body, and spirit is connected, which is crucial for us to have that success. And I want to just ask you, you're talking about joy, and clearly one of my experiences, my sister is a yoga instructor, and she is she's very much into meditation. At the first beginning of meditation, for me, it was all over the map. In fact, I'm a type A, running here, running there. And she's a very peaceful, kind, loving, beautiful individual. And I thought, I will never be as peaceful watching her meditate as I can be. And then as I started to get into it, do more yoga and do more meditation, there was true joy. It was a feeling of being relaxed and part of something greater. And it for those of you that are listening that have not tried meditation, have not tried yoga, I think this is part of something that you need to stretch a little on and really be able to exercise your right to expand your optimum health. And Dr. Chopra, would you maybe help our listeners, if you could give them maybe some 3 pieces of advice on achieving and maintaining their success on their journey towards that personal transformation and what chiropractors really strive for, that optimum health for all of their patients? What would you recommend for them to do?
Okay, so what we can do 2 things. One is I can give you a recommendation, which will take less than a minute, but we can also do a 5-minute meditation for everyone if they want.
Oh, that would be lovely. If you would be willing to do that, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so let's do both, okay? The first thing is, anytime anyone is feeling stress, anytime, this is what you should do. Put the pause button, stop. Just stop right there. And then look around, look at your environment, and then feel your body, feel the sensation in your body, okay? Once again, pause, stop, look around, feel your body. Your body immediately, in the form of sensations, tells you whether you're distressed or you're joyful. Immediately, okay? Your body. There's either pleasure or pain or no sensation. No sensation is joy, pain is pain, and pleasure is pleasure. Those are the only things that can happen, okay? So stop, look, feel, and then choose what you want to choose. And I constantly choose 4 things: joyful, energetic body, loving, compassionate heart, clear, reflective mind, and lightness of being. That's my mantra. And any moment I feel stressed, I remind myself, and then I only make choices that reinforce those experiences: joyful, energetic body, loving, compassionate heart, reflective, clear mind, and lightness of being. If I have that intention, then my choices have to be influenced by that intention. So that's the short of it. The long of it is a little meditation, which means we should be aware in every moment of our experience. And if we are, then we make the right choices spontaneously. For that, we can do a meditation right now. So shall we do it?
Let's do it. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Everyone, wherever you are, close your eyes, sit comfortably, plant your feet firmly on the ground, keep your hands open on your lap with your fingers pointing upwards, keep your back erect with the backrest, and close your eyes and just observe your breath. And just mentally say to yourself, I am present in every breath I take. I am present in every breath I take. Now, bring your awareness to any sounds that you can hear, including the sound of my voice. Maybe the sound of an air conditioner, maybe the sound of your breathing, maybe an occasional cough, any sound. Mentally say to yourself, I'm present in every sound I hear. Now just gently touch your clothes with your hands or your chair or maybe your skin, or just feel the touch of air on your skin, or even the sensation, once again, of air as breath, because you're touching it. And mentally say to yourself, I am present in everything I touch. And now half open your eyes, just half, soft eyes, Don't focus on anything. Just be aware of the space you're in, all the colors, shapes, forms around you. I am present in everything I see. Now close your eyes again and just move your tongue in the inside of your mouth, the roof of the mouth, the back of the gums, the back of teeth. Secrete some saliva, taste it. I am present in everything I taste. Now experience any odors that are wafting through your nostrils and mentally say to yourself, I'm present in everything I smell. Now let's keep our eyes closed and evoke some images. So why not let's imagine a beautiful sunset on the ocean. Imagine a rainbow. Imagine snow-clad mountains, maybe the Alps or the Himalayas. The Milky Way galaxy at night. I am present in everything I imagine. In every image in my imagination, I am present. And now bring your awareness into your heart again. Think of someone you love, maybe your children, your significant other, your parents, or a great idea, and feel the emotion. And mentally say to yourself, I'm present in everything I feel. And now just stop and allow any thoughts to come to you, any thought, including stressful thoughts, money, pandemic, job, relationships, lots of things to be stressed about. So allow them to come into your awareness. Mentally say, I'm present in every thought I have. And now allow your awareness to go outside the boundaries of your skin and pervade all of space-time. All of space-time. Mentally say, I am present everywhere. I am presence itself. I am presence itself. Presence does not have a location. It is infinite. I am infinite. Okay, now you can start mentally to repeat your full name. And now just say I am without the story. Just I am. No story, no form, no ideas, just I am. Now replace the I am with the mantra, aham, which is the vibration of all existence, aham. And keep repeating it mentally. If you're distracted, just go back to it. Finally, let the mantra go and just settle into the presence of your own being. Presence. Aware of being aware. Infinite, shapeless, formless, immortal, and timeless. Just being. Being is enough. More than enough. Because being is infinite. Just rest in being. Now feel your body and then open your eyes.
I have to say, Dr. Chopra, that was my best meditation ever.
Well, share it with all our DCs.
I will absolutely, and so many of them out there are in need of this type of peacefulness that I have just found with you, and I'm extraordinarily grateful. Thank you. There's something that I have to say, and I have to 100% agree with Time Magazine as describing you as one of the top 100 heroes in today's world where there is unrest, there is anxiety, there is suicide, there's sadness. You are a hero, as you are on our show today, showcasing peacefulness, the joy, the love, and the abundance that you come by. And I sincerely want to say, Dr. Chopra, that it has been an absolute pleasure to be with you today. Your total meditation and the book that was just written, you noted that the quote was, the book was written not with a glance backward, but with a view forward. That's what I want our listeners to think about as they meditate and they listen to this podcast, maybe a few times as I will, to really get that peacefulness and area of abundance that we can all find in our heart, our mind, our spirit, and moving forward. Thank you very much for joining us today, Dr. Chopra. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Sherry. Take care. And you are. I am because you are. As they say in Africa, Ubuntu.
Very nice, Ubuntu. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to The Adjusted Reality, a podcast series trusted by the adjusted, as we spoke to Dr. Deepak Chopra about wellness. This podcast was brought to you by the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress. If you're feeling inspired to learn more about chiropractic or find a doctor of chiropractic near you, visit f4cp.org/findadoctor. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast with friends, rate and review. We appreciate your support and look forward to checking in with you again soon.